6:30. I'll call the Public Works and Utilities Committee meeting to order. Has attendance been taken? Thank you. Please rise and join in pledge of allegiance. Pledge of allegiance to the flag. Thank everybody for being here. Do we have any comments from citizens?
I do. Linda Borman, 800 Dixon Court. This recycling thing's gotten a lot of people upset, as most of you probably saw. Is there a way that we can just put totes out that they can just dump into the truck instead of having to put it in plastic? Because plastic is not recyclable.
Like a blue bin.
I don't care what kind of a bin you use.
Usually in cities that do allow that, it's usually a blue bin so that they can determine that it is recyclable.
Well, if it's sitting out in most of the parts of town that night, they're going to know that's what it is. I know that this week they didn't pick up people's because they forgot or didn't see the notice about the white bag, and so they just left it sit. But if it's recycling sitting in a bin of some sort or box or something.
You know that old saying about assume?
Yeah, I know.
Assume that our
But I would like to see if,
with them and see if
yeah, I think we need to check and see. I know that Pringers is selling the clear bags, and yes, you can get them on Amazon and other places, but bags are not recyclable.
no, they're not.
And so we're defeating the purpose of using plastic bags for our recycling. So, I mean, if it's something we can check into, I think it would be great.
We can check into it, but I do know that Dane is starting to enforce the clear bags
Yeah.
because they were getting
They were getting trash.
there was trash in the recyclables, so they have to be able to see what's in the recyclable bag.
Well, we never had that problem when it was on Friday. Once you moved it to Wednesday, it became a problem. But I mean, that's neither here nor there. The other thing, our system used to be able to tell us, I think, when people had water leaks. Do we not have that capability anymore?
I mean, to a certain extent, yes.
Because
It's
I
not
know
gonna.
2 or 3 people who've had leaks and had $400 water bills or electric bills because of the leak, and they
Shouldn't have an electric bill, but
What?
water leak.
It comes on the utility bill. What? You.
I'm just saying, you have to clarify that because this is a meeting that's recorded, and people will catch that and they'll go, "Wait a minute, that's why my electric bill's high, is my water was leaking." Trust me, we deal with it.
I know you do. I know.
Yeah.
But anyway, I mean, is there? I mean, the utility bill was extremely high for at least 2 or 3 people that I know of particular, and they said they got no notification that there was a possible water leak.
So our system does pick up to a certain extent if the water runs for a long period of time. Now, that also takes a person to go through every water meter that would happen to throw some sort of tamper or leak indicator or something like that. So they don't always get caught. And we'll never claim that because we don't have the resources for somebody to go through each of those every day. So yes.
I didn't know if the system just showed that a red light somewhere that said that.
So yes, it does. It throws an alarm, but over the course of 2 days, we could have, I don't know, 2,000, 3,000 alarms because that could be anything from somebody who accidentally left a faucet on and it picked it up. So I mean, it's a step thing where you see it goes off, and then you have to read it and see, okay, they have a level of water reading that is, here's their average. Well, they're 6,000 above that already. So then we would, if caught, we would contact them or send the crews over there to go check manually.
Both, at least 2 of these were both on the private property side. It wasn't on the city side.
Yeah, it won't pick up our leaks.
So
It does not pick up. That's Aaron's
I,
job.
they said, well, they used to be able to get phone calls for that. And of course, they know I come to these meetings, and so of course they,
So at the end of the month on their bill, if it indicates a higher usage and it shows on the graph that they possibly might have a leak, am I correct in saying there's a sticker that goes on the bill? Yeah. So,
he's got the water leak.
yeah. So we do have that. So
Well, but by that time, it's too late. They've already.
yeah, and then,
been
yeah,
at leaks for
we can't
days
catch
or
every single
weeks,
water
so,
leak.
Okay. Now, in your report, you had in there that you were negotiating contracts with the farmers for the irrigation system.
In the process of it.
Okay. I have
Very
never understood why we provide them water to help our system and their crops, why we pay all the expenses.
Well, you said the first word in there.
What's that?
Negotiating with the farmer. So we haven't got to that point yet.
But
I have not been involved with it.
I know you haven't.
prior,
I'm
so
not saying
I'm saying I don't completely disagree with you,
But
but you have to let us get through that process.
keep in mind, we're not building the water treatment plant. Sewer treatment plant.
that's got nothing to do with it.
Yeah, it does. Because otherwise, we could be building a $2-3 million sewer treatment plant.
Okay, yes, you're right in that.
It has a lot to do with it.
They're helping take the water.
They're taking the water.
Yes, but we're
'cause we can't-
providing them money for their
I
crops.
think it's a mutual beneficial relationship. I really do.
Oh, I've never seen it that way.
So it also stems back to our permit from DNR. So we used to be a discharge permitted system to a certain extent. With the project that we just did, our new permit is a no discharge. So that
Right.
means we legally cannot discharge into
know
the
that.
creeks out here. So in order to maintain that, we have to have them and their storage to be able to keep that permit in compliance.
But we paid for everything. We paid all of the new equipment for all the new places that we added this
Yeah.
year. And we are still maintaining some from 10, 15, 20 years ago.
Well, if they had to pay for it, they'd say, we're done, and then what he just said, our tax, we're gonna have a bond issue for a huge lagoon.
So I will tell you, Aaron, Tara, and I, we are starting this process because we do have to get these new contracts done.
Understand that.
So we are looking at things where we want to make sure we're trying to protect the citizens as much as possible. I mean, we're not just saying, hey, here you go, have all of our equipment and call us when it breaks, because that seems like
That's
kind of what it
they're
is
doing.
now.
Yeah.
So we are looking at some different avenues of trying to, instead of just us giving, we
Right.
take a little bit as well. So.
Right.
On that, do they pay anything though? Do they do anything kind of?
Well, they have to dig their own lakes. and
Yeah,
water.
so they
Yeah, they do.
they
that.
provide the lakes. They pay for the electric that it takes to get the water from our system
They
to
do
their
do
pond.
that, okay.
They pay that.
They pay the pumping costs.
Small-
don't they?
Yeah, the pumping of the pivots themselves they pay.
That's not.
And then some like small repairs, and that's one of the things we're working on is in the contract it's not described. So we want to know exactly what that means. And
I mean, I just wanted to,
no, it's good.
I mean, that, I didn't mean to upset you.
Oh no, I'm just telling you, we're working on it. I promise you, we're not just handing them stuff. We're trying to do
Well,
what's best for
have-
everybody.
We have for.
Well,
many
I'm not going to speak
years.
on that.
But no, and I
It is a
understand
fine
that.
amount. In other words, we would have to have another major multi-million
Yeah.
dollar capital expense. And the amount of money we spend each year to maintain them could cover, it would be many years to cover that capital investment.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Decades.
You're talking millions of dollars to build a treatment plant.
Yeah, and then you got staff.
And then you got
You
to
gotta
staff
staff.
it, and you got to operate.
I realize that.
So,
I
I
mean,
mean,
this is kind of.
I'm not
operating a treatment
deserved
plant.
under everybody's feet. I'm just asking a question. I understand all that. My husband's an engineer and a surveyor. I've dealt with him. We've been married and he's been working with this kind of stuff for 40 years.
right.
So I'm just asking why we have to pay all of it. And if you're negotiating,
Yeah.
truly negotiating with them,
We're,
that's fine.
we're gonna try to get some things more described in the contract so that they maybe have a little more weight in the game. Cause there's some stuff that, hey, our guys are in town, we don't have time to go do that all the
Exactly.
time. So we are looking at that.
That's all I needed.
Is it a yearly contract, 5-year contract? Is this the first time we did a contract?
No, the contracts have been in place
Oh, yeah,
for,
for
since
years.
what, 1980?
So when's
Five.
the last time it's been negotiated?
So they have been 10-year contracts
10
since
year?
then. But with the equipment that was obtained through the SRF program through DNR, that's a 20-year loan, correct?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So that contract that is tied to that has to be a 20-year contract.
It's good looking into it.
Yeah.
I mean, I just, was asking. I mean, I understand a lot of what you all were saying, but I'm just asking because once again, that's a lot of tax dollars
A lot of money.
that is being spent that way. And yes, I know we would have to have a treatment plant because of the no charge thing, discharge, excuse me. But,
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah, I think we are trying to make it to where it's an equal playing field and the citizens are just as much as protected as the farmers are.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Linda.
I'm just asking.
Is that a pun with the wastewater project?
Don't see any citizens, so we'll close that. Move on to Public Works, and we'll start with streets. Jimmy, have we got the clouds warmed up?
Yep, they're ready to go. Last month we all snow. The electric department, water department helped us out quite a bit on that. Times they got knocked down. Individuals that thought it was slick, I guess. Slick when they got knocked down, but some landfill. Try to make room for when they start falling trees to it. The big tree removal. Any trash dumpster. Ready for new pipes. Water goes and the side of the cemetery. Getting bids together for that.
The tree cutting, will they haul that off or will they,
To us.
to us?
Yeah.
We haul it off or they haul it off?
They will bring it to our site.
Disposal site?
Yeah. Yeah, we won't touch it until it gets out to the site.
Anything else, Demi? Good job with snow removal again. Any questions for street department? Water department? Aaron? Is that why they piled it west of your house?
Block.
So you get that cool breeze off the snow, yeah.
Mainly did it for your place, EGR, a lot of more than antennas. In cold areas, just.
What's a horse barn? Where's a horse barn at?
There's some gold plates.
One horse, a bunch of horses? Is this in the city limits?
in Richmond, North Richmond. Whole forest farm. Exploration. So they tax it all around. Forest farm out there. Well, I'm not really sure if horses out there yet.
You just called it a horse farm.
That's what it was.
Any questions for water, sewer department? Okay, we will move on to electric. Clayton?
Assisted in snow removal. Did all of our inventory for this second or this year. We did maintenance on pretty much every truck and machinery we have. Did some line clearance. Going through, the alley east of Sappington. And we had a neutral issue out at the golf course to fix.
Any questions for electric department? Okay, we'll move on to public works, Matt.
I would say biggest thing on the list here, we finally had DNR down with Bartlett and West and went through the final inspection for the water treatment plant project and passed all of those checkpoints. So they are in the process of getting the paperwork completed on that. Said we should see it in 30 to 60 days to have the people sign off on that authorization, so that one will be finally complete. Just waiting on the paperwork. I think they're still a little understaffed, I believe, so she said it could take that long to get it passed through.
Is the new flaker pretty well dialed in?
Yep, it's doing well. Doing well. I think actually we're hitting numbers that we're really feeding less lime than what we projected to hit those numbers. So hopefully a little bit of cost savings on lime there if it stays how it is. So that's a good thing. Yeah.
You helped with snow removal too, Ben?
I did.
You all ready again?
What's the,
I like the option of I can help her when I need to, and then
I need to
if
go.
I have to get out, I
to
can go.
the office.
Yeah. I hit my phone and act like somebody's calling me and say, "Hey guys, I gotta go."
for the school?
Sorry.
The impact from the school?
So the only thing really that they have on their radar, and they're still way early into it, is that new fine arts edition that they're trying to get, I think, passed through their stuff. So that's really the big one that we talked about. That one is, I think, Dr. Chancellor's wanting to come to a board meeting and speak about that and just the school and to one of our meetings sometime. So, but that was the biggest deal with them.
Any other questions for Matt? As may arise. Hear a motion to adjourn, do I have a second? Second, have a motion adjourned and a second, all in favor say aye. Opposed nay, we're adjourned.